everybody doing today? My name is Content Alice Analysis, and you can look me up and you can subscribe to my channel at Content Analysis 2750. I got a little puppy dog as my profile picture. Today we're going to talk about attitude and criminal behavior. Um, as you see right on the screen, it says attitude drives actions. So whatever your attitude is, that's your action gonna be. If your attitude be, I ain't no pussy, I'm about that life, then you're gonna be tough guy. And if your attitude is, man, I'm putting in for the team. I'm this and this. You're gonna be so involved in the team that your actions is gonna reflect the damage and the community terrorism that you're doing as far as with the gangs. Action drive results. So you're going to put in that work. The result's going to be eventually you're going to jail. Eventually somebody's going to snitch on you. Eventually your parents going to be crying. Somebody else's parents going to be crying because you're going to kill, you're going to rob, you're going to steal. Your attitude, I got to get money in these streets, is going to drive your action for doing crime. And the results drive the lifestyle. So you're going to be a criminal all your life, or you're going to try to change. You're going to be 50 years old trying to change. You're going to be fucked up. You really are. I can contest to that. I can contest to that. You do crime so much, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, and your life is fucked up. Then when you want to change, it's a hard road to change. It's not easy. You're not going to stay the course for change as you stayed the course for criminal activity. Attitude drives actions. When I first got locked up, I was a young boy. And when I was getting ready to come home, I got 12 years. I was 15 years old, I got 12 years. And when I was coming home, the older guys came to me and said, what you gonna do when you go home? I seen a lot of dumb people in prison. I really did. They didn't even have education. They couldn't read, some of them. They talk a good talk, but they couldn't even read. I had one guy who told me he did robberies. And he drove the getaway car. And he couldn't read. So I asked him, I said, man, how you gonna drive the getaway car and you can't even read the signs on what street to turn or what highway to take? Bro, like you was bound to get caught. You couldn't survive that long because you had to rob only on the streets you knew. So they said, nah, man, I can look at your attitude. You're going to do crime again. And they took me to the law library and they said, if you're going to do crime, know the law. Know the law real good. And I studied law and I know law really good. And I came on, I did crime and I did crime and I did crime. And it paid off, but it didn't pay off because I always ended up back in jail. Now, let's talk about the attitude of criminals. Black on black crime, they say is prominent, but when I did research, it showed that there's a lot of white on white crime too. And the percentage between black on black crime and white on white crime is not that far away. Y'all got Google, y'all go look at the percentage. It's like a 10% different or something like that. I don't want to go and pull up the stats for you right now. You go do your work because you got to read, you got to learn. But a lot of black on black crime creates murder and mayhem because here you go in your neighborhood with a bunch of other people that's on poverty. This guy down the block decides he want to be a drug dealer. So he goes to the plug and he gets him an 8-ball. Now he raises up to 2 8-ball. He looks like he's making a little money because he's taking his little profits and he's going by the Jordans and he's going in by the Hennessy and he's smoking the Zao all the time. So you go rob him. He don't got no money. He don't got no money. So when you rob him now, he feels he got to, I got to stand up for myself, man. This shit can't go down, man. That motherfucker just robbed me for my little 2 8-balls. Now I'm at the bottom again. So now it's a lot of murder going on behind that little $700, $800. So now let's look at this. So now we got robberies, right? Now, lately I've been looking at the news and I've been reading a lot of news, and a lot of people been robbing jewelry stores, robbing clothing stores. Even we're not talking about the smash and grab. We're talking about going in with them guns and taking them people's stuff. A lot of people are starting to rob legal business establishments. No crime is good at all. Crime pays, in my eyesight, crime does pay until you get locked up and it pay for somebody else. But now you go and you rob the jewelry store and they got insurance on that stuff. And when you rob a legal establishment, you don't gotta, only thing you gotta look out for is the police. You don't gotta look out for this crew down the block or this crew down the corner or who knows him or nobody's contacting you. Yo, you just robbed homie, and yo, that nigga's a good nigga, and this and this and this. Get his shit back, get his jewelry back, fuck the money, fuck the drugs, just get the nigga his jewelry and his car back. You don't gotta worry about all of that. So a lot of people are now smart, wising up. The criminals, you're wising up. You robbing your next door neighbor and he ain't got nothing. You ain't getting nothing. You running into a robbery and he got the bag, man. And you going in there and you holding them hostage and you robbing them and they ain't got nothing. $200, a little bit of jewelry like this shit right here. You know what I mean? And you ain't getting nothing. Now he going to kill you off of that. But when you go rob a jewelry store and you go rob the corner store and you go rob one of these big ass boutiques that sell all the designer clothes, you're in a better place as a perpetuator of crime. Those people are not coming and look for you. Those people are calling the police are coming and look for you. Is it good? It's not good and it's not bad, but it's a better situation than robbing your neighbor. Such bank robbery, strip mall robbery, shoplifting, robbery and break-in. See robberies in my area. Walgreens robbery. Jewelry store robbery. Just recently, I watched the news and some guys went and they played like they were Amazon deliverers, and they put the packages outside the jewelry store, and the lady came and opened it, and they beat the poor lady up. She's 74. You know, I don't know, man. You know, Biggie Smalls said, don't resist, don't resist the robbery. Just go with the robbery. And they held that lady, they beat that lady up. They took $1 million in jewelry. Another person, they robbed a couple of people. They robbed the post office. They got like 500,000. One guy got lucky and robbed some guy. He got 200,000. They showed the GTA robbery right on TV where the car hit the TV and they took the bag of money, 500,000. These are robberies. Robbing your man down the block is not a robbery. That's some foolishness, man. Robbing a nigga for $1,000. When you rob a rapper, hey, man, he got $1 million of jewelry on his neck. Fair game for a robber. It's $1 million lick. But to rob Ramel down the block for his little $1,500 and his little $700 worth of jewelry, that's just problems. That's not nothing big. That's nothing to brag about. So now we have a change in the attitude. We have a change in the attitude. Let's get back to this real fast. We got to change in the attitude of the robbers out there. We got to change in the attitude of the robbers out there. And the attitude drives action. So they're beginning to think and say, yo, listen to me, man. We robbing this nigga down the block. We might as well rob the check cashing place, or we might as well rob the jewelry store, or we might as well rob Walgreens, Walmart, Price Chopper, Costco's. We might as well rob one of them. We get a better deal if we're successful than we get out of robbing the guy down the block, because now we got all these drama over this little $500 that we think he should give a pass on because it was no money. But that's not the way it works. So now, as I've been watching the news and I've been reading the news, a lot of these robbers are now targeting these business establishments. And they're targeting them so much. They hit that jewelry store in Queens. They hit a clothing store in Queens. They hitting a lot of these legal establishments, and they don't want to open businesses no more. So now here goes what happens now. It's like the crack game. When the crack game came out, it was in the black community. As soon as it hit the suburbs and the white people community, they came up with all types of laws to stop the crack. So now, the attitude of the robbers are changing. They're starting to focus on these legitimate businesses. They're realizing that it's more money for me to rob a store than it is for me to rob that nigga in the other project building. And they're starting the attitude drives action. So that attitude is driving their actions to start robbing these stores. So now, remember what I told you. They told me, I was told this. If you're going to break the law, know the law. Because if you know the law, then you know how to fight and get the less time possible. So now, the people are starting to rob the stores. Now, remember what I just told you about the crack epidemic. Now, when y'all start robbing these business establishments, the law is going to want to tighten up. Now the law is going to want to tighten up. For black people, as long as you keep robbing black people, they don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck because they give you seasons. It's political season. When Mayor Koch and Mayor Dinkins were in office in New York, they allowed a whole lot of drug dealing shit. They allowed a lot of people in Brownsville to get squatters' right and get those houses on Rockaway Avenue, Sutter. They let a lot of people get that under squatter rights, nice houses, don't pay nothing. And then Giuliani came and put all those police out there, and they kind of shut it down. So now you had the George Floyd thing happen, defund the police. The police, when they defund the police wasn't even responding to criminal activity. You call 911, they was taking forever to get there. And the crime is still going on. It's still going on. And now, next year, politics come up again. Politics come up again. When the politics come up again, somebody's going to come in there and they're going to fight crime. And they're going to fight crime. That's the way it go. Like, the criminals get a season and then they come and they're going to lock them up. Now, they close a lot of jails, right? In New York. I can't speak about what's going on in California and Georgia. I don't know what they're doing. They laws down there is crazy. Like I said, when I go down there, I'm going down there as a tourist. I'm not going down there to do any criminal acts. I'm not. I'm going down there to visit the place, to have fun, and get back to New York. So I don't study their laws and all that. But in New York, you know, a lot of prisons closed down and all this, and crime is really rampant. Crime is really rampant. Like I said, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but the attitude is changing, and people are robbing more businesses than they are robbing individuals. An individual cause too much problems, man. Like, you rob somebody and you think he got the bag and you go in there and get $200. That's his last $200. That's your 8-ball re-up money. Now he going to kill over it because you didn't get his gun. Now you got to kill him, commit a A1 felony when you only had a D felony, you know, a C felony. You understand what I'm saying? An E felony. Now you raised it up to a D felony. You took a crime that had maybe a 7-year max and turned it into a crime that has a life max. Like, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It really don't. So now, let's look at this. Is Mexico a United States territory? Mexico, officially the United Mexican States, is a country of southern part of North America. It is bordered to the north by the United States and to the south and west by Pacific Ocean, and to the south and east by Guatemala, Belize, Caribbean Sea, and the eastern Gulf Mexico. Come on, man. Mexico is considered to be a part of North America, and it is located in northern hemisphere. If you mean is it a territory of the United States, the answer is no. But it is so close to the United States that the United States has interest in it. So I bring that up to bring this up. The United States tends to experiment with countries that are close to them with different things to control the population. One state develops something and then the other states follow. Like Michigan started the work for your food stamps thing, and now New York tried it and everything. Each state tried it. You work for your food stamps if you're able to work for your food stamps. The drug testing to get public assistance and all of that stuff. One state started, another state started. So look what Mexico did. Guatemala just built a new mega prison. And in that mega prison, they began to house, it just opened, and they began to house all these gang members. This says planned for Alabama's new mega prison. Remember what I told y'all? Crime is political. So they did a lot of things and they let crime go rampant. And crime is rampant right now. More murder rates, robbery, people, the violence on this criminal activity is just outrageous. And now they closed down a lot of prisons in New York and everything. And now they're building these mega prisons. And these mega prisons, this, you see that picture? This is the mega prison that they just opened up in Guatemala. Guatemala, however you say it. 64,000 suspected gang members arrested in a crackdown. Look at them lined up in a mega prison. So everybody want to be out here talking about how they gang and how they this and how they that. When the feds got me, they got me for dealing with somebody who was under investigation, talking to them on the phone and everything. They didn't have much on me, but they targeted me after they locked them up and they got me. That's the way they work. So you want to be on YouTube talking about what gang affiliation you have when gangs are not illegal. When they come, you fuck around and you talking to the wrong person, you get caught up in that shit. So now they got this mega prison. 64,000 people they put in this one prison building, or however they built it. They're going to have other mega prisons. They're going to target you gang members. One thing about criminal activity is you got to learn about crime. You just go out and you do crime and you don't know the law. You don't know when to shut up. You don't know when to do this. And then you have all these people talking about who's snitching and who's not. Niggas going to snitch. If Attica is bad, imagine how the mega prison going to be. So niggas ain't going to want to go to the mega prison, man. Especially if you ain't gang affiliated and they putting all these gangs in there. They're going to start locking you gang members up. Look at this. I'm not just talking, bro. Look at this. Dozens of gang members arrested in Operation Nightmare, stemming from execution-style massacre. Now, right after that happened, they caught all these drugs. People are snitching, people are telling, people trying to change their shit. 26 arrested during California gang crackdown. 26 arrested in gang sweep. 18 arrested in gang investigation. Latin King gang members arrested in sting operation. 18 arrested in Latin King. 21 arrested in Latin King gun. 19 arrested in Hillsborough gang. 18 arrested in Wilmington gang. 8 arrested in Bronx gang, South Side and 3rd Avenue. More than 230 people arrested in Nebraska anti-gang operation. They're targeting you gang members hard as hell. Y'all not understanding the law. Y'all not checking out what goes on. Thinking ahead. Y'all not thinking ahead. And they're building these mega prisons for gangs. So in the end, everything has its time and its season, yo. Now, when you start robbing all these legal establishments, it's like the crack game. They didn't care about the crack game when the crack was in the black neighborhoods and they was all fucked up and they was fucking up the family. But when them little white kids start getting it and they start hitting the suburbs, they said we got to stop it now. So when you start robbing these legal establishments, there's consequences that's going to come with it. Let's go back, yo. Let's go back. We can't say it enough. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. So now the people start having an attitude. And the attitude is going to drive the actions of the police. And the actions of the police is going to drive the results. And the results is going to drive the lifestyle. People are going to change their lifestyle. I'm not here to say that I agree with criminal activity, but let me show you this right here, though, before I end. Let me show you this right here. Let me show you this right here. Crime in the United States has been recorded since the early 1600s, but that's not what I want to show you. This is what I want to show you. I think it's this right here. Crime is not random. It is either planned or opportunistic. But that's not what we want to get at. We want to show you something. Let's see what it says. I don't want to kill y'all time and everything, but the crime is normally committed by people in poverty. People who, they find like they are denied the opportunity, the equal opportunity to get living wages, to get jobs that help them take care of their families. So some of the family members go and do crime. Crime ain't going nowhere. Al Capone, St. Valentine's Day Maxwell, war on drugs. There's so much going on, man. These are all the pictures of criminals. In the end, criminals gonna go to jail. You're gonna come home. When you come home, when you go to jail, your crew ain't gonna be there. So you're gonna come home now. Your crew gonna hit you up with some drugs, or they're gonna tell you we got a lick going down. They're gonna do it, and you're gonna be heading right back to jail. And pretty soon you're gonna get tired of it, and you're gonna go try to get a job, and you're gonna stay broke, and you're gonna get a job, and you're gonna change your ways, and you're gonna stay out the streets, man. You should try to do that right now. You should try to do that now because you probably got one more year of all this brazen crime and brazen killings, and they're going to lock you up. And they're building these mega prisons. They're building these mega prisons. You got to think about it. I got to talk about New York because that's where I'm from. They closed a lot of prisons in New York. And why did they close them if there's so much crime going on? I remember when they closed, they had tents and all that on Rikers Island and the boat and all that, and they shut it down. And they got to open them back up. Don't think it's by chance that they got this lax law and they letting you go and they letting you go. You building cases, man. You getting caught for a gun, they letting you home. You getting caught for a gun, they letting you home. You getting caught for a gun, they letting you home. Then you go in and kill somebody. Then your friend is saying, hey, man, you ain't getting in no trouble for that. Fuck that. And then they're going to lock all of y'all up. And they're going to build these mega prisons. And y'all going to be locked all up. Think about it, man. Crime pays, but it doesn't pay. Y'all got to think about what y'all doing out there, man. I don't care what nigga telling you, bro. Sometimes you got to think about your options really well. You got to think about your options really well, young man. The gangs are crazy out there. They don't have territory. They go and look for the op. Like, how you getting money looking for the op? Like, you supposed to have your little territory, do whatever you want to do. Everybody come back, make it back home. Somebody come in your territory, you run them out, you protect your neighborhood, you protect the citizens of your neighborhood, you upkeep your neighborhood. Y'all destroying everything, man. And it's going to stop, man. And y'all keep going, man. And y'all keep acting like it's cool to be in a gang, like y'all want to broadcast it all over the world. You gang affiliated, man. Gangs are not legal, bro. It's not a legal group to be in. And when they come, they coming for you, man. And y'all worried about all the snitches, they gonna be telling who the boss is, who called the shots, who made niggas kill who killed who, because they gonna want to get out of jail. Change your life now, man. Change your life now. You have a chance, man. You can be somebody in life. You can harness the skills that you really have, and you can grow, and you could become successful in this life. I did a lot of time in jail, and that shit didn't amount to nothing, because everybody's not going to get rich doing crime. And some of them people who robbing them jewelry stores and the check cashing place and the post office, and I see one dude robbed a dude in the hallway and get $200,000. Some of them dudes is broke by the end of next month. They got that money for 60 days. You don't know what to do with the money because you don't got nobody in your ear telling you good shit. Got motherfuckers one piece of that money, and that's that. I love my black people. I love my black youngsters. I don't care what y'all do, man. Life is life, and you got to survive, but know how you survive and learn and be better at what you do. Y'all have a nice night. I'm off of this.